A young man marries for love first, but the second time is about business. Once a man has had an idealistic perspective, observation, viewpoint of marriage and gets caught up in it with being naive to the facts, his next move, if he's developed wisdom knowledge from it, will be a more calculated, strategic one. Some guys get married at a young age and mindset before developing themselves into a fully grown man. Now, some guys get married at a young age and mindset before developing themselves into a fully grown man. So some look at marriage on a more surface level, as far as love, romance, family atmosphere, providing, protecting, and handling the major responsibilities inside it and outside his family's household, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. When their first marriage is over, his second move is more below the surface, and that's with him learning and developing to a more wiser mindset, knowing that he has a more sacrifice outside of just his life, a better understanding about life, women, bills, money, savings, his and his wife's finances, trust fund for his kids, growing and building for the future generations, for his kids, huh? Better leadership, guidance, and etc. Their first marriage is the most times based on love. But that second marriage, if he's grown wiser now, is for building, growing to love, and not falling in love. And more of a business between husband and wife. And I got a story. I met this female named Cece in college. Um, I had a girlfriend that I graduated before in high school. So when I graduated to college, she was in 12th, and Cece had a boyfriend in the 12th when she graduated. So we had a lot in common, man. Like her uncles was in and out of jail, just like my uncles was in and out of jail. She grew up humble, I grew up humble. Like what I'm saying is we didn't have a silver spoon. We just appreciated what we had. And man, we was both physically attracted to one another. Like she was the younger version of Keisha Cole, like the younger version of Keisha Cole, man. Like she had golden black hair like my mom. Like man, we had so much. I'm talking about man, it was crazy. But anyway, when we left college, right, and we used to live 3 hours apart, so every now and then we would go see each other. But so one day she brought up to me. She was like, "I need to come live down there with you because see where I live at, I'm close to all the jobs like hospitals, casinos, man, everything you want, we got." And where she lived at, she was like in the woods, like. But anyway, I'm glad it didn't work out because see what I would have been doing is making her intimacy convenient for me. And plus, like I say, I wasn't a man. I wasn't a position first. See, it's a difference between a male, a grown male, and a man. See, males provide fun, excitement, romance, pleasure. A man is a position, headship, leader, preacher, teacher, motivator, wise, knowledgeable. You see what I'm saying? He got like understanding, stoic, pragmatic, and industrious. And that I wasn't at the time. I wasn't. Now I am, but at the time I wasn't. So by us being living 3 hours away from each other, I really been trying to make her intimacy convenient for me. But I'm glad it didn't happen because see, when you build your relationship on the physical and the lust, all you're doing is using a hammer of destruction, nails of disappointment. So you just building a house of failure. But if you build your relationship firm now, firm, it'll stand those hurricane fires that they hit it because you've been built this solidly. You see what I'm saying? Solid, strong, firm, healthy. You see what I'm saying? So that I didn't have. I wasn't thinking about the communication, the trust, none of that. The core beliefs, the core values, the similar core beliefs and core values. I wasn't thinking about all that at the time. So what happened was, now this was a disaster for a lot of people too, but it was a blessing in disguise. Hurricane Katrina happened, and that's what threw the monkey wrench in the situation. So, it was a blessing in disguise because I would have been doing it, based on the physical, and I wouldn't have been able to really grow her and mature as a woman because see, I was an immature man in my early 20s. I wasn't the man I am now. See, so if I were to get with her now, but we wasn't talking about getting married. She just wanted to come live down here, but I already knew what would have happened. It would have been more, she'd have been more physical accessible, saying for me, and that would have just all been like sex all the time, and then like I said, you base it on that, you just building it for a failure. See what I'm saying? So I wasn't building it first like I would do now if we were to get together now, but she moved to Atlanta. After Hurricane Katrina, she had moved to Atlanta, and I stayed where I'm at. But see, every time I go see my cousin, I stop by, holler, let her know I'm on my way or whatever. A week ahead in case she got a guy friend or whatever. But I tell her, if I'm coming on my way or whatever, to come kick it with her a little while for the weekend, then I leave. But I'm glad it didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have been ready for it. But see, a lot of young guys make that mistake. Man, marriage is really hard, man. You gotta be If you when you a man, you gotta be a position first. So make sure you got knowledge about life, man, wisdom, understanding, insight, information, man. Make sure you stoic, pragmatic, industrious first, man, before you just a male. See, it look good on TV and the movies, man. It really do, man. When you look at TV and the movies, it's always happy, all that. They may have a little argument here or there, but that's it. You know, get back together, smile and laugh all the time. The sex and stuff look good, and then they ride off into the sunset. You look good on TV and the movies, man. Really, that's why a lot of guys get caught up in, especially a lot of females get caught up with that. But see, that's just an image, man. It's a fantasy. But reality, man, when them bills go to hitting you, man, when y'all get laid off or whatever, man, like now, see what I'm saying? It's hard, man, on one person. See, you don't think about all that. That's why I say, man, you gotta be a master at planning, problem solving, all that. So this just tools for young guys, man, that's thinking about getting married at a young age. You see what I'm saying? I said a lot of guys come up to me, man, I wish I'd have waited. I said me too, because see, but see, you thought about it because your mom kept saying get married, and the female probably was pressuring you too. But man, see, right then you was a grown male. You don't supposed to let nobody pressure you to get married. A man make his own decision because right then, see, that's what your heart is in that decision. So you just doing it for somebody else, and that ain't right. You did it for your mom, your dad, and for her, and now you see where you end up at. So when you get married, it's also divorce too. You know what I'm saying? There's always a positive and negative to everything. So I just want to drop them tools for a young man thinking about getting married. Because I see a lot of guys come up to me, man, I wish I'd have waited. Man, I wish I'd waited. Man, if I knew what I knew now. I always get those conversations. But all that hindsight just make you have foresight. So now you know. All right, players.